Hi everyone, welcome to Northern Zen Yoga. My name is Sandra, and today I'm going to talk to you about traveling yogi. A lot of times, especially now that the COVID restrictions are being lifted up, we take vacations and we like to go maybe into a hotel or to a resort or even on a cruise ship. Or maybe you're just going to a cottage or visiting a friend. Getting your yoga practice into that vacation time is critical. And part of the problem that we have, especially if we're in a hotel type situation, like I am today, is getting our practice the space we need in order to do the practice. So generally speaking, in a hotel room, they have basically the same design, either a long rectangle or a squared out design. There are areas within the floor that you can plant down your yoga mat. Now, that's not the problem. The problem is this, the space that you have for your arms to move around. And if you're used to doing the practice where you extend out the arms and raise them up and lower them down, you'll have a little bit of an issue with that because you'll be hitting either a wall or a bed or something. Now, you could stand, but quite often, even in the standing position, you might be next to a wall, and that would make it difficult for you to be able to move one of your arms, depending which side the wall is on beside you. So I'm going to show you a variation you can do in that introductory section of the yoga practice. After you've begun and you're sitting and you're ready to start to move in your practice. And that is to bring your arms into a position where it's bent to elbows, and you can raise your palms up toward the ceiling. You can have your hands cupped. That doesn't matter. What you want to make sure is that you have your palms of your hands so that they're facing your chest. So just cup the palms, turn the bottom or the heel of your palm toward your shoulders or toward your chest, depending on where your arms actually come up to. And then you can begin to do the stretch. So let's begin with stretching up the left arm first. So as I push up the left arm, I drop down the right arm. And I'm going to then take a side stretch. Same thing as if I had just raised my arm right up from the side. Push into the floor with this hand. Push the opposite bum cheek into the floor and stretch overhead, reaching for the other side of the room, which might be a lot closer than you prefer. And then as you come down, you're going to start to switch sides. So we get that side bend in this way. Coming back down again to center, you can decide if you want to repeat that movement. Or now perhaps you want to go into a twist. So in the twist, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to raise up the left arm, drop down the right arm, but you're going to bring that right arm more behind you. You're going to raise up the left arm and extend through the rib cage. So you're raising up, pushing into the floor with your bottom and lifting up your rib cage. Then you're going to very, very gently drop the left hand down onto your right thigh, push your right shoulder back, and just turn your chin as far as you can comfortably today to help complete that twist. Coming out of it, same thing, bending at the elbow, lifting the arm up, raising it up to an overhead position. The other hand comes up to the cup position, bringing the hands down, exchanging the hands, bringing the left hand now behind you, right arm up, and then dropping it down onto your left lap this time and going into the twist. So just a little bit of modification there. Now there is another alternative you could do. Basically the same beginning part of the stretch, only this time we go into namaste position. So we're sitting on the mat in namaste. You may already be there in the beginning part of your yoga practice. And then we're going to push up through the center. On the exhale, we're going to drop the right hand down to the floor, do a side bend. Inhale, Bringing up the right hand to join, coming back down into Namaste. Inhale up, pushing up. Drop the left hand down to the floor. Do a little side bend. Come back up. Raise that hand back up to meet the other one and come back down into Namaste. Let's do the side twist, the supine twist. Let's just do the seated twist here. Push up. And as you exhale, you bring your right hand down behind you and you drop your left into your lap just as you did the last time. And then coming back up again, exhale down. Always have that exhale down in the in-between part. Inhale up, exhale, drop into the twist. Come back up, either together or separately, and come back into Namaste. So there's a few options. Now the other thing you might want to do is you might want to do a bit of a back bend. So let's come into the same position, Namaste, and push up. Lace the fingers together and just lift up through the rib cage. Tip your head back, looking up toward the ceiling. Keep lifting up through the ribs, just in a little tip back. Inhale as you come up straight again. Exhale. Let's drop the hands down to the floor, pressing our belly into our lap to stretch out the back. Pushing into the floor, we inhale up again, coming back up into Namaste. Let's do it from this position, coming into the back bend. So we're going to inhale, push up, link the fingers together, just like we did with Namaste. Inhale, lift up, tip the head back. Conversely, you could come into this position by just bringing the hands behind you, pushing down into the floor. Inhale, push up, lift up the rib cage. Exhale, relax the head back. Inhale as you come back up again. Inhale, both arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, coming into the forward fold position. Walk the hands back toward the body to come back up, come back into your prayer position to finish. So a very brief yoga practice you could do is that series, either all of them, some of them, both of them. You want to combine the Namaste and the push-up through the shoulder. You can do that. Or if you want to just keep it brief, just because when you are traveling, you tend to have a lot of time sitting in a car, in a bus, on a plane. So getting that stretch is really important in order to keep you from getting too tight in the body. So let's come on to all fours and we'll come into do a few cat-cows. So in cat-cow, knees are slightly apart, hands are down on the floor just below the shoulders, and we're focusing on the tailbone. And all we do is just inhale the tailbone up, lift up our head, take an inhale, and on the exhale, tuck that tailbone. Tuck your head, tuck your chin, lift your belly button up in toward your rib cage, push all your air out, and just do a few rounds of that. Waking up the back. You can come back into your child pose, either knees together, knees apart, push back, walk the hands forward, come into downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward. And then rearrange your feet to come up into warrior one. And I think I'm going to disappear. Sorry about that. And then you can go through your warrior poses to stretch out the legs and the hips, and you're ready to go. Now, one day I will go on a holiday, and I'll be allowing the camera to follow me and watch what I do in my vacation type practice of doing yoga on vacation. This was a short one, and yes, I did do some yoga. I did some yesterday, and I'm going to be finishing it up today. But unfortunately, the camera positioning makes it a little bit more difficult for me to do a complete yoga practice and not get cut off at some point. But when you're doing your yoga practice at home, you're not under camera and you don't have any of these restrictions of lighting or any of that. And it's important to keep up your practice, even if you only manage to squeeze it in a couple of times through that day, that week, or that vacation. Now, the other thing you should look at doing when you're traveling is bringing your own yoga mat. So here I have a yoga mat that's really thin. You can see it's very flimsy. The beauty of this is that it makes it really easy to fold it up. So I can fold it up into a fairly small size square, and I can put that in the bottom of my luggage. Now, I only have a very small suitcase on this trip, so I had to fold it up quite a few times. Other times, I have just rolled it up. It's very light, it's not adding too much extra weight, and then I stuff it in the bottom of my bigger suitcase along the side edge, the lengthwise way that's the longest part of the suitcase, and then tuck the rest of your clothes in there. But if you can, get a plastic bag or something of that nature, or even a yoga mat bag that you can slide your yoga mat into. If you're going to fold it into a square, and there actually are yoga mats that are specifically designed for traveling. So what they have is they have built-in creases to make it very much more easy to flatten it down into a flat piece. If you have a cover for those mats, you can eliminate the problem of maybe getting dirt on your clothing that you pick up from the floor. Otherwise, you should really give it a wipe down on the side that touched down onto the floor before you put it back into the suitcase. So just lay the side that you stand on across the bottom of the bed, get a damp face cloth, maybe one you used to do your bathing that morning, and just wipe it down, give it a few moments to air dry, fold it up, and put it back in your suitcase. Just a few quick tips there for traveling with a yoga mat. Don't bring your heaviest, your thickest, your best yoga mat in case something happens to it. But not only that, but it just adds too much weight and too much bulk into the suitcase. You have to have space for all the important things like your clothes, right? So I hope all of this helped you when you are on your travels to make sure that you complete your yoga practice. Keep the body moving, keep it flexible. When you're traveling, often you're walking a lot and visiting and running around places and sightseeing, and this way you'll have the most comfortable body movement during that time. So, till next time, bye for now, because I gotta go. Bye.